Have you ever stopped to think that fatigue, the feeling of being slower, or even the insecurity that's been haunting you could have a simple, and often overlooked, cause within your own body? What if I told you that something as common as baking soda, the same one sitting there, quietly in your kitchen, could be the missing piece you need to regain your energy, circulation, and even confidence, especially after 60? This isn't just talk. It's science. Science that many mature men and women haven't even heard of. I'm Dr. Moritara, a physician with over 30 years of experience in men's health. Throughout my career, I've seen that transforming people's lives doesn't have to be complicated. Often, the answers come from the simplest changes. For example, baking soda. Much more than just a household cleaner, it can help improve blood flow, increase the oxygen your body receives, strengthen muscles, and even unblock the small vessels that nourish essential organs, including those that ensure sexual performance. Most people don't realize this connection, but it exists, and I'm going to show you how to use baking soda safely to help your body get back to functioning at its best. In the video accompanying this message, I'll walk you through a 7-day protocol that many of my more experienced patients call the second chance in a spoonful, and if you stick with me until the end, you'll understand exactly how to take this step. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe and activate the bell here so you don't miss any simple and powerful tips for staying vibrant after 60. And if any of this resonates with you, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Your comments are a huge help in my mission to help you. I'm Dr. Ana Laura, and today I want to open a conversation about a topic that almost no one talks about. Why do so many older adults feel like they've lost that natural glow, energy, and self-confidence they once had? The answer isn't just aging. What happens inside the body is the real secret. After 60, what really impacts the body's internal environment is what really impacts it. It becomes more acidic, inflamed, and full of toxins that the body can no longer eliminate properly. This happens because the kidneys function less well, and the blood becomes thicker, hindering circulation. Little by little, that inner glow fades. I remember Harold, a 67-year-old patient. He told me that he used to wake up energized, feeling sharp, ready for any challenge. But lately, even after sleeping 8 hours, he still felt sluggish and discouraged. His skin lost its glow, and his motivation vanished. The doctors said everything was normal, but deep down he felt something had changed. The truth is, our bodies weren't designed to carry years and years of silent toxin accumulation. They need a little help to regain balance, and sometimes that help comes from where we least expect it, like baking soda. When you understand how this simple white powder can restore your body's natural chemistry, your view of it will change forever. Now let me tell you a little about the science behind baking soda and your body's pH. When I first talk about this with my patients, I see the surprise in their eyes. Wait, that powder I use to brush my teeth? They ask. Yes, that's exactly it. Behind all its familiar uses, deodorizing, cleaning refrigerators, and whitening teeth, baking soda is actually a natural alkalizer. That is, it helps neutralize excess acid in the body, adjusting its internal chemistry to a healthier balance. And for those in their 60s, this balance makes all the difference. As we age, our bodies tend to become more acidic. This silent acidity saps our energy, stiffens our joints, dulls our skin, and slows down every cell. It's like a fog that slowly settles in, making everything more difficult. But when used correctly, baking soda acts like a cool breeze that dissipates this fog. Blood circulates better, oxygen reaches the body more easily, and inflammation begins to subside. I remember Raymond, a gentleman who adopted this simple routine with baking soda, and confessed to me, "I feel like I've got some of my spark back." Don't get me wrong, it's not magic powder that solves everything on its own, but it's a powerful tool, when used carefully, that paves the way for something even more vital: circulation. Because without a strong and constant blood flow, even the best habits fall by the wayside. So let's get to the point. How this little ingredient could be the key to restoring one of your body's most important systems. Circulation. That's the key word. After decades working in men's health, I've learned that circulation is crucial. It's not just the heart or arteries, it's life reaching every corner of your body. But after 60, many men begin to feel their hands and feet getting colder, healing takes longer, fatigue sets in more frequently, and even their performance in the bedroom is compromised. These are clear signs that the blood is not flowing as it should. And the worst part is that this is almost always dismissed as something normal with age, when in fact your body is screaming for better circulation. This is where baking soda stops being just a cooking ingredient and becomes a true ally for circulation. Studies show that in adequate doses, it can help relax blood vessels and stimulate the production of nitric oxide, a substance that improves blood vessel flexibility. It works almost like an internal cleanser, gently supporting the pathways through which blood needs to flow to nourish your muscles, brain, skin, and yes, even your sexual organs. I had a patient named George, 71, who came to me frustrated. His hands and feet were always cold, and his energy never seemed to be enough. After just 1 week of a simple baking soda routine, he came back saying, "Doctor, it's like someone turned on a faucet that had been closed for years." He understood that it's not magic, it's chemistry, further proof of how this humble powder can quietly support the foundation of your vitality. But strong blood flow doesn't just make you feel hotter or more alert. It plays a crucial role in performance, endurance, and of course, confidence, especially in the most intimate areas of your life, and that's exactly what we'll explore now. 4. Sodium bicarbonate and muscle performance after 60. There's a kind of silent frustration that creeps in slowly when your body simply doesn't respond as it used to. I hear it all the time. Men telling me, "Doctor, I'm doing everything right, but I get tired with the slightest effort." This isn't a lack of willpower or laziness. It's the natural buildup of acid in your muscles over the years. As we age, even the simplest activities can leave our muscles sore, tense, and slow to recover. That's where baking soda comes in as an unlikely but surprisingly effective ally. It has the unique ability to neutralize lactic acid, the substance that builds up in muscles when they're under stress. If the acid remains there, you feel drained quickly. If it's neutralized, your muscles function cleaner, longer, and recover better. I think of James, a retired firefighter who still enjoyed walking every morning. Before halfway through his walk, his legs would start to cramp. After starting to take a small dose of baking soda, he told me, "I managed to complete the entire circuit in the park without a single cramp, the first time in months." It's these small victories that restore confidence, not just in your body, but in your life. And while muscle recovery is a blessing, baking soda can help with something even deeper, something few men talk about, but which worries them every day. Let's talk about what happens when baking soda improves blood flow to one of the most vital and vulnerable areas of your body. 5. Baking soda and mental clarity. The brain-brightness connection. Many of my patients have told me, and I've experienced it myself, that awkward moment when you walk into a room and forget why, or can't find a word that's on the tip of your tongue. You wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. These little lapses are dismissed as part of aging, but deep down, they undermine your confidence. I had a patient named Leonard, a retired professor, who confessed to me, "I used to feel alert, ready for any challenge. Now it's like I'm walking in a fog." What many people don't realize is that this mental fog and fatigue are directly linked to what's happening inside the blood, and that blood is what nourishes the brain. When the body's internal pH changes, when the blood becomes sluggish and acidic, the brain pays the price. That's where baking soda starts to make a difference. By helping maintain a more alkaline environment, it allows blood to flow better, delivering oxygen and nutrients exactly where the brain needs it most to shine. As a result, you may begin to feel a little clearer, more grounded, and more present in your daily life. Leonard, my patient, called this lifting the fog. This clarity isn't just about remembering things or having a good memory. It's about being truly present in your life, in conversations with family, in the moments that matter. And when the mind awakens again, the rest of the body begins to follow. But what if I told you that this same simple remedy can also help one of the most overlooked muscle groups in your body, a group directly linked to control, strength, and even sexual health? It's something most men never stop to think about, but they should. Let's talk about it. 6. How baking soda can unclog penile veins. This is the part that makes many men lean a little closer to the screen, and rightly so. Sexual confidence doesn't disappear with age. It's hidden under layers of frustration, shame, and silence. I've seen many older men who come in whispering, "Doctor, I'm not myself down there anymore." What they don't know is that the cause, most of the time, has less to do with testosterone and more to do with blood flow. Yes, the real problem lies in the tiny vessels that nourish the penis, what I like to call penis veins. Over time, these vessels can become narrowed, inflamed, or even blocked. This is where baking soda comes into play. It helps improve circulation by reducing acidity and relieving inflammation in these vessels. When your body chemistry is more balanced, blood flows better, not just to your brain or muscles, but also to the most intimate parts of your body. One of my patients, Walter, 72, told me, "Doctor, you not only improved my performance, you gave me back my dignity." This is the kind of transformation we rarely talk about, but which we all deeply deserve. Of course, it's not about miracles. It's about giving your body what it needs to function naturally again. And now that we've talked about what baking soda can do inside your body, I want to show you how to use this powder safely, effectively, and with all the respect it deserves. 7. Internal and external methods to use baking soda safely. Now that you know how baking soda can boost your circulation, energy, and even your intimacy, the next step is to learn how to use it safely. Here's the truth. Like any powerful tool, it can help or hurt, depending on how it's used. Over the years, I've seen men who rushed too much, took the wrong dosage or used it incorrectly, and ended up feeling discouraged or even uncomfortable. So, let me tell you what I always tell my patients. There's no need to overdo it. Often, less is more. A simple mixture. Half a teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in a glass of water at room temperature. Taking this on an empty stomach a few times a week is usually enough to start restoring your body's internal balance. I've seen men return a few weeks later with smiles on their faces, reporting that their digestion improved, their skin looked healthier, and best of all, they began to feel lighter within themselves. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but very powerful. For others, especially those suffering from swollen or stiff joints, a simple warm foot bath with baking soda before bed makes a big difference. It helps relieve tension, promotes relaxation, and even contributes to skin detoxification. I've even recommended gentle baking soda masks to some patients who had dull skin, and they were incredibly surprised after just 1 or 2 applications. The change was visible. But here's the thing. These benefits only appear when baking soda is used carefully. And unfortunately, there are common mistakes that can end up sabotaging the entire effort. So before you begin, I need to talk about what to avoid. The silent traps that many people fall into without realizing it. 8 mistakes to avoid when using baking soda. One of the most frustrating things I see in my practice is when someone tries something promising, like baking soda, but ends up using it incorrectly. Then, discouraged, they think it doesn't work, or even made things worse. And I understand. The truth is, most people don't learn how to use natural remedies responsibly. They're either told to avoid it all, or they jump in without knowing what they can and should actually do. With bicarbonate, balance is key. The first mistake I see is overuse. Just because a little helps doesn't mean more is better. Taking too much and too often can upset your stomach, increase sodium levels, or even overload your kidneys, especially if you already have a health condition. I had a patient, Robert, who started taking it twice a day, morning and night, with good intentions. But soon he began feeling bloated and tired. We adjusted the dose, and within a few days, he was better than before. Another common mistake is not taking breaks. The body doesn't need constant correction, but rather support in cycles. Therefore, I recommend using baking soda 3 to 4 times a week, not every day, to maintain balance without overloading the system. And of course, if you're taking any medication for high blood pressure, kidney problems, or other conditions, it's essential to talk to your doctor before starting. That's why I created a simple 7-day protocol, not a hard and fast rule, but a gentle pace designed for those in their 60s, 70s, and older, something my patients can follow without stress and often achieve amazing results. Start your mornings with a small act of self-care. Half a teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in a glass of water before coffee. It doesn't have to be every day, just on selected days, enough to maintain a healthy alkaline balance without overdoing it. On other days, focus on recovery, a relaxing foot bath, a gentle facial wash, or some gentle movement accompanied by deep breathing. What we're doing here goes beyond the body. We're inviting it to remember what it's like to feel good again. You will start to feel lighter, more awake, more connected to your own rhythm. A longtime patient, Earl, once told me, "For the first time in years, I started looking forward to the mornings. It gave me something to look forward to." And with that, the spark began to return. This routine isn't a miracle cure, but a precious reminder. Your body still knows how to heal, how to shine, and how to move forward, with strength and grace. But, even the best routine isn't worth much if we don't take care of the mindset behind it. And this brings me to something even deeper, something no medicine can give, but that every man over 60 urgently needs to claim. Let's talk about the silent weight of shame and how to finally let it go. Here's a message I'd like every man over 60 to hear, not just once, but as often as it takes for it to really sink in. Your body is not broken. It may be slower, more delicate in places, maybe even a little strange at times, but it's still yours. It's still alive. It still has the capacity for joy, for strength, and yes, for true healing. Most of what we call aging isn't just the passing of years. It's actually the silent accumulation of inflammation, stress, silence, and often, shame. I've sat with many patients who have spent years hiding how they feel. Men who are ashamed of their changed bodies, their lost energy, and the feeling that they're no longer who they used to be. But the biggest lesson I learned, and the one I always try to remind them, is that trust isn't something you overcome, it's something you recover. And small acts, like starting your day by taking control of your health with something as simple as a teaspoon of baking soda, can be the spark that reignites it all. Because when you choose to take care of your body, you're saying to yourself, I still matter. I'm not done yet. And I believe this with all my heart. You are not finished. In fact, you may be entering your strongest, wisest, and most powerful chapter yet. If this message touched something inside you, stay with me just a little longer, because I have one last thought for you. A simple reminder to stay grounded that can transform the way you see your body, your health, and your future, starting today. If this message resonated with you, if any part of it made you feel seen, heard, or hopeful, please take a moment to like this video. Share this with someone who might need to hear it, and leave a comment below. Let me know which part resonated most with you or what topic you'd like me to cover in future videos. Your voice helps this community grow and become stronger. And if you'd like to support my mission of providing honest, empowering health advice to older adults, please consider making a small donation. Every gesture, no matter how small, keeps this message alive. Thank you for being here. You matter more than you know.